How is your acting career? How is your life going? Do you have questions? Of course you do. Of course you do. I have questions all the time. The good thing about questions is there's always an answer. You just got to dig for it. In fact, I'm going to tell you today, if you have questions about how to have an abundant life, an abundant acting career, and to prosper in every area of your life, there are 3 secrets that are really not secrets. In fact, these 3 secrets are so prevalent. They are so common in everyday language, in everyday life. You would think, why didn't I think of that before? The only thing is, you can't touch them, you can't smell them, you can't taste them, but we hear it all the time, and actually we see it, we experience it. What are these? Well, if you practice a little patience, we're going to get some progress done today. So I want you to tune in right now, because here they are. Now, before I give you these 3 secrets, I have a question for you, the actor, the actress. How much progress have you made in the last 6 months, in the last year, in the last week in your acting career? What have you learned? What have you grown? How have you grown with what you've learned? Have you made the progress that you want to make? Are you exercising patience, practicing what you preach? You take in so much information, so much TMI, too much information sometimes, that you don't know what to do with it. But what you need to do, you need to slot it. You need to separate it into different categories or chunk it into different parts of your acting career, because there are 3 different parts of your career. One is the art, the passion that you have within you, the creative juice flow, the obsession that you have, your focus on your art. The second thing is technique, how you apply your techniques and you learn things and you grow and you give direction, self-direction to what you love to do, your passion. The third one is the business of acting, because passion is good. That's who you are inside. You start with that first. And then the techniques give you direction on where you're going, right? And then there is the business. There is networking. There are agents, auditions, paperwork, taxes. All that incorporates. But that's your reward. That's your reward for all the work you did directing your passion. These 3 things are not the 3 secrets. No, they're not. It goes much deeper than that. In fact, they are far more significant than your passion, the techniques that you learn for acting, and the business of acting. But I warn you, you can't taste them, you can't touch them, you can't smell them, but you can see them and hear them in action. The first one is progress. I did mention that at the very beginning of this video. So, progress. Everybody likes progress. Why? Because it makes you happy. It brings a smile to your face. And a smile is attractive. A smile you can actually see and appreciate. And it draws people to you. It's attractive. So you can see that. You can't taste it. You can't smell it. But you can see it. The second secret to a fulfilling acting career and a fulfilling life is practice. Practice. Rehearsal. Auditions. You keep going, you keep practicing, and then you make progress. The moment you stop practicing, there's no progress, or there's very little. Okay, the worst thing you can have is very little progress instead of no progress, because you get frustrated and then you want to give up. Practice makes progress. You need to practice. What are you practicing today? What have you practiced the last week? Have you practiced reading plays, studying, techniques? What have you done? You have to keep it consistent. I'm hitting you with a wet noodle, okay? But you need to keep it consistent. Practice equals progress. And the third secret that's really not a secret is patience. Now, patience, don't roll your eyes, is a virtue. And it really is, because we're not born with patience. We always want to make progress and we want to practice, which takes work, but sometimes we don't get the progress that we want. And therefore, we have to apply patience with our practice. You step back, you reflect. It's so important to reflect on what you've learned for the day, learned for the week, and give yourself credit for it. I have encountered many students and many people, including myself at times, where I get impatient, and it doesn't serve me well. It gets me frustrated, it gets me stressed, it makes me feel like an imposter, that I'm not enough. Patience is sort of like the root, like a tree. Picture a tree. You have the roots, which are patience, which build your strength up, and then the food, the nourishment of your practice pushes through the roots into the trunk and out to the leaves where they branch out, and then into the business of acting. Yes, I'm very ethereal, okay? But my fellow actors, in all sincerity, I say this. If you want progress to show up on the branches of your life, leaves and fruit, you're going to have to be patient about what you're learning or what you're practicing each and every day. Give yourself credit. Give yourself a big hug. Quite serious about that. Because one of the things I emphasize to all my students is self-appreciation. You appreciate the progress that you've made and what you have learned, and to be patient with yourself. Patience is the key. It is the main secret of the other three. Sounds like Dr. Seuss. Patience. Patience equals progress. And in the middle, there is practice. Get me? There are many actors, well-known and not so well-known, that have ruined their careers and ruined their life and relationships due to lack of patience. Because there is a lot of competition out there, but I want to give you one more secret. This is a bonus round. Competition. Competition starts where? In other people? No, it starts in you, in me. Why? How? Think about it just for a minute. Think about it. It starts up here. We have a thought. We have an idea. And then it forms a belief. And then we start looking outwardly towards, wow, they're making it. Wow, they're successful. And we opinionate ourselves and compare ourselves and contrast ourselves to other people, and all of a sudden we don't feel that we're enough. We have to be like them. Subconsciously, it's true. Admit it. Competition begins inside, which is really great. You know why? Because we become our own judge of character. We're satisfied. Hey, you know what? I don't need to be like them. I don't desire anymore to be like them. That's great for them, but I have my own unique talents and abilities, and I'm learning at my own pace. Therefore, I am content. Content means what? Doing nothing? No, it means at peace with where you're at, you have clarity of mind, and you're satisfied for the day. Whether you live in Los Angeles or Alaska, it doesn't matter. You are enough. And you know that, because if you ever identify competition, look inside, don't look outside. You go to an audition and you sit there and you see a wonderful, absolutely amazing talent. And instead of comparing yourself, think about this. How did they do that? I wonder if I can talk to them and find out what they studied, because there's something in them that I don't see in me. You can learn from other people. Don't compete with them, because actually you're competing against yourself. And when you're competing against yourself, you end up not having patience with yourself about your progress, and you stop practicing. And when you stop practicing, you become frustrated and you say, well, I guess it wasn't for me. When the truth of the matter is, you do belong in the entertainment industry. You are an actor. You are an actress. So here's what I want you to do with these three secrets: patience, practice, and progress. I want you to be satisfied with what you have studied thus far today or yesterday. And if you are inconsistent, jump on the bandwagon again and start studying. Start renewing your interest and reinventing yourself as an actor, and light that fire of passion. Because the more passion that you have when you practice your techniques, your acting techniques, and you grow and you take classes and workshops and auditions and go to rehearsals and get parts or get rejected, the more progress you're going to make. Subscribe, like, and share. And if you need a coach, I'm here. DavidThompsonCoaching.co. DavidThompsonCoaching.co.